Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Good evening, and what a splendid evening it is. It's Wednesday the 24th of May. It's about 25 past 5. I've come back down to the Grand Union for a few hours this evening to fish up until darkness. I'm travelling very light tonight, just one rod. It is on bite alarms because I plan to just sort of lay back and relax tonight. I've got just a bag with a few boilies in, and I've got a waistcoat with a few sundry items, spare leads and so forth, just for worst case scenario. Landing net and a small unhooking mat, and that's really it. I'm just going to get this clipped up in a moment and then I'll run you through what I'm planning to do. Anyway, as I said, just the one rod tonight, which I'm just going to put out in a moment. I've already done the baiting up. And very simple again tonight. It's a coated hook length. I've got two 10mm pop-ups on here tonight to a size 10 curve shank hook, and two split shot just to keep that popped up, anti-tangle sleeve, and just over a 1 ounce lead on there. Back on £12 tonight because this section of canal I haven't got any snags that I can lose anything in, so £12 perfectly adequate for here and the size of the fish I am hoping to get. And then on that end I've attached a small bag of pellets which I'm going to lower in. Right, I'll get that in. Ooh, when I can get up. I've baited just underneath the two small bushes just in front of us and to the left here, and I'm just about to lower this in next to them now, quietly. Just feel that down. And I'll just walk that back. I've already had one boat come past, but I'm not expecting too many tonight because it's a nice evening and they tend to want to moor up and get barbecuing quite rapidly. And I'm going to drop that right in at the edge there. And the reason for that is what bit of breeze is blowing down the canal. And if any carp approach the swim, I should imagine they'll come up into the wind after insects and so forth. So I want to keep the line out of the way so they don't come across it on their way to the bait. That's the theory anyway. Whether that'll work, I don't know. Right behind me, over my right shoulder, is the true May blossom, which is the hawthorn bush. You've all heard the saying, never cast a clout until May is out. That refers to not removing any items of clothing until that actual bush has come into flower. The reason is that they reckon it's never warm enough until that has flowered. It's not to be confused with the just had a bleep then. Not to be confused with the other white blossoms you get earlier on in the year. But there must be something in it because it's absolutely glorious, and I'm basking in sunshine at the moment, which makes a nice change. I was here just over a week ago. I popped down and I've still got the bib and brace and that on. They come along at all times now. So, must be nice to be able to do that on a holiday. There are some absolutely beautiful blossoms about at the moment. Lovely to see in the spring and going into summer. Adds that much needed splash of colour. Get them in varying pinks and blues. This is one of the Speedwell family, I believe. We're never ever far away from wildlife when we're out. Do enjoy seeing it. I'm not so keen on it when they're diving down and picking up my bait or getting tangled up in my lines, but from a distance it's okay. There's a fish right below the rod tip just at the moment. All we want to see is that rod top bob down and that bite alarm slip into a full meltdown. Would be absolutely fantastic. It is an absolutely beautiful common. As I said, it's taken me, I've been coming down here since February chasing them. I had a small one a couple of weeks ago, as you know, but I know the canal contains bigger ones. I've caught them before and that's what I was after, and finally I've managed one. Yeah. Right, let's get out and get it weighed. £17.10. I've just had that on the scales of Canal Common Carp. As I said, it's taken me a couple of months of trying, but I got there eventually, which is what I wanted to do. I've had them bigger out of here. I have had up to 22 pounds from this particular stretch, but 17.10 I'm more than happy with. I'm over the moon, to say the least. Let's turn it round, have a look the other way. Common carp, absolutely pristine, can't see a mark on either side, no marks in its mouth except for the hook that I've just put in there, and that's why I come to places like this. It's just, it might not have a name, but I don't really care. Oh, steady on. Anyway, I'm going to get that slip back. Well, as I said, got one at last after many months of trying. £17.10 common. Not going to complain at that. It was really interesting because I was sat here, and earlier on there's a bit of film footage on the camera where I saw a fish swim up, went past the baited area and further on up the canal, and then came back again and then disappeared. Never saw anything. And while I was sitting here, just before I caught the fish, I just happened to be looking down here and I see the carp come past here, swimming up there, and I'm literally sort of sitting up on the seat to see where it's going to go, and it got to there, turned, and must have gone bang straight down on it. And unfortunately the camera was behind me when the bite alarm went, and I didn't have time to run round the back of the chair and switch it on. I've been waiting so long obviously to get a fish. I didn't want to risk losing, and it wasn't a screaming run going in the opposite direction, it was just a drop back bite, and by the time I picked the rod up here, the fish had already come back past me and was 5 yards down here and heading that direction. But it gave a very good account of itself. But it would have been lovely. I've been not just trying to catch one for weeks and weeks now, well, a couple of months to be honest, but I obviously really wanted to sort of get one in the daytime to show you, which obviously you can see it on film, but it's the fight I would have liked to have captured. But never mind, you can't have everything, I suppose. But I'm going to hang on here for a little bit longer and see if I can perhaps get another one. I don't know whether I'll be that lucky, but it's got to be worth a try. They're obviously feeding at long last. As I said, I'm going to stick it out a bit longer, and I'll do an end piece a little bit later if I don't get anything. It's just 20:57, as you can see, the sun's setting behind me. I'm going to fish on for a little bit longer, but obviously it's going to get dark shortly. So just in case I don't get anything more, I'm going to wish you good angling and thank you very much for watching. Obviously if I do get anything else, I'll film that and you'll see that on the vlog as well.